On Florida's Space Coast, you can do anything. Walk on water or learn to fly. Touch the stars or even another world. Lose yourself, but find each other. Just don't forget to look up. We're the only beach in the world that doubles as a launch pad. Because this, you can only do here. Start your adventure online at visitspacecoast.com.
Today on 321 Liftoff, as you can tell, we are not in our comfy confines of our studios at the Cocoa Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. Instead, we are live on location, and you are looking live at a clear view of the Vehicle Assembly Building and the launch pads at Kennedy Space Center. From the beautiful rooftop space bar high atop the brand new Courtyard by Marriott Kennedy Space Center in Titusville, from which the most spectacular viewing of launches can be seen. Today, we experience and bring to you a hotel where the decor is totally space-related. There is no other accommodation in the Space Coast quite like the Courtyard by Marriott Kennedy Space Center, Titusville. And today, we're going to learn all about it. So pull up a chair as we learn all about this fantastic new hotel from Wayne Soard, General Manager of the Courtyard by Marriott Kennedy Space Center in Titusville. It's coming up next, right here on 321 Liftoff.
Three, two, one, liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome to 321 Liftoff. I'm Wayne Belden, the president of Belden Communications, the publisher of the Space Coast Fun Guide and SpaceCoastFunGuide.com. We'll be bringing you 321 Liftoff each week, talking about tourism on Florida's fabulous Space Coast. With me is the host of 321 Liftoff, Bonnie King, former deputy director of the Space Coast Office of Tourism, as well as the past president of the Florida Film Commission. Bonnie, are we ready to blast off on 321 Liftoff?
Hey! Well, yes, we are. And as you can tell, just like Wayne said, that we are not in the confines of our production studio. We are actually on location live right here at the Courtyard by Marriott Kennedy Space Center right here in Titusville. Beautiful surroundings. And I will say it again, Florida Space Coast is the place of tomorrow with all space-related businesses, the only beach that doubles as a launch pad, and a place that totally appreciates the wonders of all things space. And today we experience a hotel where all the decor is totally space-related, and this restaurant, which is high up on the roof, where we are today, and it's aptly called the Space Bar, it offers a very clear view of the Vehicle Assembly Building and the launch pads of the Kennedy Space Center. 321 Liftoff is brought to you in part by the Space Coast Office of Tourism, where our one-of-a-kind beach getaway is the only beach that doubles as a launch pad, and of course by the SpaceCoastFunGuide.com, where you will learn what there is to see and do in this fabulous area that we call Florida Space Coast. And let me introduce my co-host, a man who is always in awe of space, John Belden, Vice President of Belden Communications. How you doing?
I am fantastic on this Friday, and as always, when I'm near the water, I'm happy. So this view makes me a happy individual. So thank you for that. Guys, this is a beautiful location. This property right here is the closest hotel to pads 39A and 39B, which makes it the perfect place to watch a launch, hands down. And when you come here, it's also the perfect place to take a selfie with not only a life-size astronaut in the lobby, which is really cool, you gotta check that out, but when you get off the elevator to come here to the space bar, there's actually a giant photograph to take on the moon, and your selfie inserts you right into the picture. My dad and I were doing that before the show, so it's really cool. You wanna check that out. It's great for all your memories and for when you come here for your trip, so check that out. With us today, of course, is our producer, Phil Bird. How you doing there, Mr. Phil?
Friday!
Hell yeah,
yes,
man. Finally.
This is such a beautiful view. I know you guys saw in the very beginning. I have never seen anything like this. I love it here. Every week, I am just amazed. I love it here. I really do. Can we stay?
Listen,
yeah.
This is the Space Coast.
Yep.
And along with us is the man, the myth, the legend, the man who brought us all here, my dad, the president of Belden Communications, and a very happy birthday to you, Pop.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
How you doing there, Pop?
Right, absolutely. And you can tell We are on location because we got these airplanes flying right above us.
I'm calling them
And we also forgot to bring our windshields on our microphones, so the wind that you hear is because we are high atop this beautiful, beautiful hotel. I can't imagine that if you're going to come to the Space Coast, that you would stay any place other than this right here. This is it.
You're in the action.
And we're also, like we said, we're in Florida Space Coast. And Florida Space Coast is a leader in scientific discovery, fostering opportunities to turn new knowledge into things that improve life here on Earth. And with these stories of human exploration and technologies, surrounding businesses build on this community. And Delaware North, which operates Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, is no exception. They've built this fabulous hotel that connects us to space through fantasy and fascination. So let's meet Wayne Soard, the general manager of the Courtyard by Marriott, Titusville Kennedy Space Center. Wayne, welcome to 321 Liftoff.
Good morning, Wayne.
Thank you. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
You probably thought we'd never get to that introduction, huh? Because we're sitting here just in awe of all the beauty that surrounds us, you know. So there's a great story behind why this hotel was built. You know, the Kennedy Space Center was just right behind us. So tell us about how this all came to be and how you got involved and got to be the lucky general manager.
So you mentioned we're Delaware North, and we have hospitality businesses all over the world. Right here, we run the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, which Wayne mentioned, and that's the reason for this hotel. Have that place where people can stay, be close to the visitor complex. Yeah. A lot of synergy between the two.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah. And this has been, I first saw the first renderings, I think it was 2015. And It was at that point I said, I need to be part of this hotel. And
where were you at that time?
I was at Shenandoah National Park working for another Delaware North account. We had a national park contract in Virginia. I was there for 12 years. But Theron, who runs the visitor complex, showed me these renderings. And it was at that point I said, I need to sign up.
Well, come on. I'm moving to Florida.
You saw an excuse to get to Florida. You said, come on, let's go.
They gave me some time to work on the wife to convince her that the reload made sense, but it all worked out.
That's awesome.
And I bet she's loving it now, right?
She is having a good time. Our daughter moved down last couple weeks ago, so yeah, it's all good.
Nice. Yeah. I like that. So let's talk about what you experience and what you see when you walk into this property. Because I will say, when I first walked in this morning, the first thing that I saw were the people that maybe were checking out. They'd already been here, but they were downstairs taking pictures with the astronaut. It's a great replica that you've got downstairs that people just love to take their picture with. And then seeing that, and then having all these pictures taken around the property. So that's what I saw when I first walked in, and of course all the space memorabilia. So tell us about what we can experience when they come here.
So, you know, we are a Courtyard, so a lot of the finishes and design is Marriott Courtyard. You would see some of these similar or same at other courtyards around the country. But we have space touches all over the place, like the astronaut when you walk in. You're greeted with a TV screen that shows all the upcoming launches.
And which there have been so many lately.
So many, and they change all the time, so we're constantly updating that board. And then there's the view is fantastic because we have the water view on the Indian River, and then so you can grab a meal at the bistro, have some Starbucks, and that's the lobby experience.
Oh, there was a Starbucks here, wasn't there?
There is.
See, there was a line when I walked in. It was packed. So I said there has to be a Starbucks in here. We were making a beeline to get set up here for the podcast, so I didn't get a chance to look real quick. But absolutely, so you're doing something right because people were smiling, people were eating. And I'm sure the food at the bistro is fantastic.
Yeah, we have a fitness center. It's about 800 square feet. It's much bigger than a typical hotel, especially in this area.
Nice.
Includes a couple of Pelotons. There's a mural of the space shuttle in there. So everywhere we can find a place to put a space touch, we've tried to do that. When you go up into the guest rooms, we have 152 rooms. Each room on the headboard wall has a mural from the Hubble telescope.
Nice.
And depending on which room you're in, you'll see one of the 5 murals that are peppered throughout the building. In the guest rooms, we also have binoculars, so you can look out and
Are
see
you
the
serious?
views. Every room has binoculars.
Wow.
That's
Nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man.
We have the little astronaut projectors, which will project stars and a nebulous on
I
your
bought
ceiling.
2 of those. Those are so great.
We cannot keep them in stock.
I was going to say.
So, space touches, a coffee table book, different types of books in each room so people can thumb through those and, and all those things. If people want to take them home, they can. We'll just add them to your bill. But, yeah, and then if you go outside, there's a resort-style pool with water features for the kids. Has a pool bar that we open on the weekends, and we have chaise lounges. We have several cabanas that are free for now, but once demand picks up, we're planning on renting them out, or even getting to the point we've pulled power to them, so people could order beverages or food to the area, and we can have it all waiting for them when they get there.
I like it.
Yeah, we have fat tired bicycles that people can use for free, and go up and down the old US 1 in the back of our lot. And then we have along the water, we have Adirondack chairs and hammocks where people can relax.
Those look very inviting, I must say. The grass is nice and green, the water looks great, and those hammocks look very inviting, I have to say.
They get a lot of use.
Yeah, I'll bet that they do. I'll bet they do. And I like the idea of the bikes. You're just around the corner or right across the street from the Police Hall of Fame.
We are, and they were very helpful with us. Before we could get into this building, we actually rented space from them. We set up our offices and actually built the team, and had job fairs, and really prepared the property from the Police Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there's some great camaraderie in this community, so that's another great thing that everybody helps. Because this property here helps benefit the whole community of the Space Coast. So I'm glad to hear that you had a good partnership there for sure.
I failed to mention that when you first come in the lobby door, you don't have to go all the way into the lobby of the hotel. We had an express elevator installed so that anybody that's local, doesn't stay at the hotel, doesn't want to go through the hotel, you can jump right on that elevator in the vestibule area, and it takes you straight up to the space bar.
Nice.
And while you're waiting for that elevator, there's a wall that we have a bunch of astronaut signatures on.
Oh, that's neat.
And that wall is growing as we speak. So we get a lot of the astronauts that work over at the Kennedy Space Center, astronauts that travel for different reasons, or astronauts are here for special events. And each time we identify that we have one in-house, we ask them to sign the wall.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, because I'm sure that people always ask that and say, you're so close and you are, Kennedy Space Center. Do astronauts stay here? Because people love that. But the thing is, if they're not wearing their blue suit, or if they're not wearing the orange or whatever, you don't really know if they're an astronaut or not. So
I would.
Would you know?
If I was an astronaut, heck yeah. That's all the wardrobe I would have. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No matter what you're doing. I mean, the drive-through McDonald's, I'm an astronaut.
To help our listeners understand exactly where we are, if you are listening and you're close to your internet or your handheld device, go and pull up spacecoastfunguide.com and go to the map. And when you go to the map, you'll see exactly where we're located and the proximity to the VAB and the launch pads A, B, C, D, and Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. You'll see we're located right on the Indian River, right next to the American Police Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. And you'll see the location where we're at, and that'll kind of give you an idea of the beauty that we're seeing right here. And the wind that you're hearing, it may sound like a hurricane, but it's not. It's a really nice breeze. It's very comfortable up here, even though the sun is shining, but it's very, very comfortable. It feels like natural air conditioning. But that's what you could do. So go to our website, spacecoastfunguide.com, look at the map, and you'll see where we're at. The coordinate is E3 if those coordinates show on the website.
Yeah, it's a great map. It's pretty much got all the attractions and everything on there. It's a very good map.
Well,
It really highlights everything.
So everybody comes here, and obviously we know a large percentage of people that come to the Space Coast go to Kennedy Space Center. So what a better place to stay when you go to Kennedy Space Center than the Kennedy Space Center Hotel? That's what we'll call it, right?
It's very common at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, people coming back with their bags full of NASA souvenirs and stuff that they spent the whole day at the Space Center.
That's neat.
The Space Center, the visitor complex just went recently to a 2-day pass because you just can't get through everything.
Right.
And so people are taking advantage of that. Space camps, you'll notice that the kids coming in after their day at the space camp in their T-shirts. It's really cool.
We noticed, John and I, as we were downstairs getting on the elevator to come up here, we did see one unhappy visitor that was here, and that was because he was leaving.
Yeah, that's typically how it goes. Yeah.
As he was coming off the elevator, we said good morning and exchanged, as much as we could, and you could tell he wasn't in a good mood. I said, well, somebody's not happy. He goes, no, I'm not happy at all. I said, may we ask? He goes, because I'm leaving. He goes, this has been this is what he said, and I picked up on this. He said, we had just a fantastic experience. He didn't say fantastic stay. He said experience, because he took in the whole thing.
Yep.
And that's what he was thinking. So there's your first great testimonial going out to the world right now.
There you go. Hey, there was also another thing that I hadn't noticed before. There was a kid playing on, you have a big board right by the elevator, and you can actually draw on it or something.
Oh, really?
What
was
is
it
that?
you, Bonnie? Were you doing it?
No, but the kid was having fun with it, and I wanted so bad, like, to write something across the top.
I wrote 3, 2, 1 liftoff on it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Does it like clean itself off every couple of minutes or something?
No, you can. It's some sort of app. That was not by design. That
Really?
was supposed to be a Go board on the original design, where it was a Courtyard Marriott standard, where you would have a board that you could punch up what restaurants are in the area, that kind of thing, give you directions for those things. But since it didn't become it's not a standard any longer. These kids that were here, we have a lot of people that stay here before and after going on cruises. And so we had a family this summer, and the kids had an app on their iPad, and they figured out how to put this. It's a big computer is basically what this is now. And the kids put this app up there, and everybody just draws on it all day.
I just noticed it. I thought that looks like fun.
It is
Yeah.
fun. It's amazing the simple things that people are enthralled with. Like I have a cat. She's got all these toys, but we put a bag down, and that's the best
Right.
toy you can give her. She
Yeah.
crawls in, and it's like, okay,
Well,
give me a
same
board
thing
to
with
draw on.
kids.
Like,
Give
okay.
them, don't give them the toys. Give them a box or something.
Yeah.
The kids have a great time.
Bob Ross would call that a happy accident.
That's right. A happy accident.
So let's talk about where we are right now, which is up here on the Space Bar, because even it's kind of cool. The name of some of your drinks, they all carry a space theme. So can you tell us a little bit about what we can experience when we're here? If I'm drinking my space shuttle, or I'm trying to think of another
Sky
name.
rockets in flight.
I like that.
I
Sky
have them
rockets
here.
in flight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our signature cocktails are definitely the most popular drinks up here. We even have Space Dust as one of our beers. You know, everything we do, we try to touch it with space.
I
So,
like
Right.
that.
but some of the signature drinks, Skyrockets in Flight, it's basically like a peach margarita.
Nice.
But it
Nice.
has a rocket popsicle as the garnish. So you'll have
Ooh,
a popsicle.
nice.
And it's cool because as time goes on, as you're drinking this, the popsicle is melting, and it changes the color of the drink as time
No
goes
way.
on. Right.
Oh, wow.
Neat.
If
How
you
cool.
take long enough,
Yeah.
to
That's
drink
space age.
So that's how you know if you're a quick drinker or a slow drinker.
it. Right. How many colors did you see?
He's
Yeah.
got the orange. He's slow,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I never saw the orange. So then we have the Causeway Cosmo, and it's a Cosmo, but the cool thing about that, it's got edible glitter as its garnish. So
Get outta here.
it's something different and interesting.
I like
Wow,
that. You know how you
cool.
can eat flowers that they put in your drinks, and now we can actually eat glitter. Wow.
Wow.
So do you have like a mixologist here or something?
We had some help putting these drinks together that works with us throughout the Delaware North company. So
That's fun.
They've been so popular. The Intergalactic Planetary. This is a Absolute and Malibu drink, and
Malibu's good.
the Space Shuttle is one of my favorites. It's got Woodford Reserve in it, so it's basically like a bourbon martini. Its
Okay.
garnish is a little tiny paper airplane. So
Wow.
this Space Shuttle.
How cool.
Neat.
And then
I was going to say, I can just hear the guy that orders the intergalactic drink. He can only say it one time. After he has he can't say,
I'll
I want.
take the intergalactic.
Yeah.
coming right up.
It's a great name, though. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And
You
then
were
the
saying.
last one is a Shooting Star, and that's it's also a bourbon martini. But it has like a star anise is a fruit, and we light that on fire, and it gives it a smoky flavor.
Oh, you light it on
Oh,
fire.
wow.
cool. Wow,
So,
that sounds
that's
great.
what's up.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Those are our drinks.
What about the
that looks
food?
good at night.
The food, a great menu. We're not really calling ourselves a restaurant. We're calling ourselves a bar with food.
I like it.
But the Space Bar Nachos are by far the most popular. And
Is it safe to say they are out of this world?
yes,
You
Phil,
took the cheesy way out, didn't you, Phil?
nice work. The second one is our Tuna Poke Bowl.
Okay.
Very popular.
Yeah.
Korean barbecue beef bowl.
That is, I had that once before somewhere else. I never had it before, and that is a very popular item.
It is. The bowls are very popular now. And our fourth favorite is a potato and sausage flatbread.
Oh,
So,
man.
but the whole menu is great. We have deviled eggs that are different, and we have just all kinds of. We've incorporated Taco Tuesday. I know we
Nice.
weren't the first one to think about that, but we have different tacos on each
People
Tuesday.
love that, though.
They do.
They do.
And then
they look for that.
Flatbread Fridays. So every Friday we'll have a
Flatbread
different
Fridays.
flatbread.
Uh-huh.
Oh man!
And
who's hungry? I'm
this
hungry.
is open for lunch and dinner.
This is open it's open at 4 p.m. throughout the week. And on Saturday and Sunday, we open at 11 for lunch. So only lunch on the weekends. The rest of the week is
Now,
open.
is it advisable to make reservations?
No, we do not take reservations, which frustrates some, but we just first come, first serve, and we get lots of people come. It's a good happy hour business here. A lot of people join us after work. Weekends are good. Lunch was a little slow start. One, just getting the word out, and two, it was kind of hot this summer, so not a lot of people wanted to sit out. But we expect the fall to be really busy during lunches on the weekend.
But guys, check this out. When we have launches, and these days we're having launches weekly in the Space Coast.
Easy.
Come to this hotel. You want to get on the rooftop bar, on the space bar, and the cool thing here that we're sitting under a roof that's I learned recently is retractable.
That's correct. So once the sun goes around the building, we'll retract the canopy, and so you can see everything you can see.
Now that's got to have a theme song when you're retracting it, right? It's got to go dun 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 dun. You know what I'm talking about,
Or
right?
Star Wars or
Right?
something.
Yeah.
Or something, some music, because it's a spectacle.
It's so quiet. Most people don't even realize until like 5 minutes after it's been retracted. Oh my goodness, when did this?
They don't start hooting and hollering?
Wow.
No, not at all.
Me and my friends will come up here. We'll start hooting and hollering.
Am I correct in assuming that you do not have to stay in the hotel in order to come up here and eat or
That's
drink?
correct. Yeah, it's open to the public, and the only time we restrict that is on certain launches when we're just too busy, too full up here. We don't always have the ability to get the locals in here, so that's only when the hotel's busy. For example, tonight we're almost sold out, so just with the amount of people in the hotel, we'll make this we'll be at capacity in the bar, so we may not be able to let the locals come and watch the launch.
Yeah, we do have a launch tonight at 11:26, I believe,
Yep.
right?
And if you have never seen a
gonna be
night
beautiful.
launch,
Night launch.
I lived here in Titusville for 8 years. What a great place to watch a launch, first off. And a night launch is like turning a light on at night. The whole sky lights up. And to watch it from here, obviously this is gonna be amazing. So you gotta check that out. There's a big screen TV behind us too, I've noticed, right?
It's an all-weather TV, so it stays out. We took it down for the tropical storm, but every other day it stays out, and it can handle the elements. And we have another TV behind the bar. So
What is that, for sports and such, or?
yeah,
I don't think I've ever all-weather
All-weather
TV,
TV?
meaning that it can be in the rain and it's okay.
yeah.
I didn't know.
Where do you
we-
buy an all-weather
I-
TV?
It's a
At a
NASA
very
special.
expensive store.
Yeah. Wow.
NASA got it.
Leave it to NASA. They'll find
Wow.
it. NASA,
Leave it to Delaware
They got-
North.
That's right.
Oh,
That's it, man. They'll find it.
So everybody, I did ask this question on social media. Since this is a very nice place, I did ask the question, if you could have dinner with anybody, any celebrity, past or present, who would it be? You could have dinner here with any celebrity, past or present, who would it be? So I want to ask everybody, and then I'll read you some of the replies that we gotten. So
Oh, really?
Who
Oh,
would like
that's
to go
interesting.
first?
Wayne, you go first. Who would you like to have dinner
Oh
with?
wow! I'm just thinking of a whole bunch of
know.
a whole bunch of
Celebrity?
people.
Celebrity, yes.
A celebrity?
Any celebrity, past or present.
Probably
Wow.
a president of the United States.
Okay.
Probably a president of the United States.
Okay. All right. John, you want to, since you're next in line, you want to?
I don't know. I think right off the top of my head, and I'm a comedian type guy, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I think he's got some
He would
interesting-
be, yeah. He has some
and
good
he's actually done some roles that are space related too.
Well,
so
if that happens, don't be sitting next to me and the president. That's
Yeah, no,
for
that's
sure.
yes.
Bonnie, what about you?
Well, I think anybody who knows me is going to know who I pick.
Paul McCartney.
George
Paul
Clooney.
McCartney,
Oh,
of course.
okay.
Paul McCartney, and I would have him with his guitar so that he could sing to me.
Oh, Bonnie.
Oh, wow.
That's what I would do.
All
How about you, Wayne?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I would go to the comedy route probably. Jerry Seinfeld maybe.
Hey. Okay.
Well, he's right down the river is where he lives, down in Boca Raton. So.
Oh, really?
We
Yeah.
can share the same table. We'll team up with Seinfeld and Jim Carrey and see what they put together.
Yeah. Now,
Be
I
interesting
mean, do
conversation.
you have any interesting stories of any celebrities that have been here? Have you, or in your lifetime when you've been in this business, that you maybe could share an interesting story? Or
Yeah, I think when I was a busser, my first job ever at age 16, we had a couple of rock bands. The Ramones came into the restaurant where I was at.
Nice.
When I was at the casino, which is at the Delaware North property in West Virginia, we had Hootie and the Blowfish. We had Brett Michaels. So we
Hootie.
got to interact with some of those guys. Here, I think the celebrities here are the astronauts.
Yes, that's true.
absolutely.
I know a secret. So Tom Cruise is going to be the first actor, first civilian in space to shoot a movie. Right? Do you know anything about that? Because he's got to have a place to stay if he's going to be flying out of here.
How do you know that secret?
It's on the internet.
I was going to say, I mean, everybody knows that Tom Cruise is going to make a movie in space.
It's a lesser-known secret.
Yeah. So
Well, maybe we'll set something up.
yeah, right. He's got to come stay here. So Tom, if you're watching, this
So,
is
and
the
maybe
place
we
to
could
stay.
have him on the podcast so he
Yeah.
can talk about his experience. Wouldn't that be nice?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's
So
official, though?
lucky.
I heard him talking about that. So that's official, though? He's going to do that? They're going to shoot
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, he's gonna be the first one to do it. Yeah.
Well, he was just up the road in Daytona shooting Days of Thunder years ago, so he can come right down here and enjoy this.
And relive Florida.
He may never leave.
And wait a second. We got the past president? Current
Yeah.
president?
Yeah.
Florida Film
Oh, the
Commission?
Yes.
Florida Film
Bonnie
Commission,
would
yeah.
know.
Yes.
Bonnie would know.
She knows more secrets than I do.
No, I did know about Tom
Yeah.
Cruise
See,
and
she
that,
knew.
so yeah, I knew. But it's good. People like to know that, and it's great that we can have some filming done around here. You know, I mean, we got the beauty, we got the location. So even if it's space related or non-space related, we have great locations around the space.
And of course, we
Coast.
can't forget I Dream of Jeannie.
That's right.
You know, we had that fame.
That's true.
So I
We've had-
imagine you have company parties and such up here a lot, too.
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that? It's a great place to have a company
Yeah.
party, right?
We had a
Doesn't
group.
get any better than this.
We had a group come in and before we were even open, looking to. They wanted the space bar for the Artemis launch, and
Yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
so we were already getting requests before we even opened.
So we were talking, and the Artemis, of course, is going to be. You're going to have a perfect shot of the Artemis right here.
We do.
I mean, this is going to be the place to be. And do we have a date on that yet? Because I know they keep moving it
Yes,
because of the.
we do.
We do.
Yes, it's going to be November 14th.
Oh, okay.
It was in today's paper.
Oh, great.
The Artemis is the big one, right?
That's the big boy.
Yeah.
12:07 a.m. or sometime right after midnight.
12
Oh,
right,
really?
right
Okay,
after
so
midnight.
it'll
It's not going to be a
another night
daytime.
launch. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Wow, that's going to be
It
great.
was November 14th?
14th?
14th,
Does anybody know what,
I believe it was.
Offhand, what day
I would
It's a
check on
Monday
that.
morning.
I would check on that. I'm
Monday
pretty sure
morning?
it's the 4th. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 14th, but check on it anyway to make sure.
Monday morning.
I think the
that'd be
time changed yesterday, so
Yeah.
12:07 might be incorrect.
great. Yeah.
Wow. That'd be a hell of a way to
So
wake
those
up.
late launches, you guys are still going to be able to have people come in here and hang out and watch them and all that stuff
Yes.
too.
Yeah, we're open till midnight on the weekend. So like tonight's launch will already be open. And if there's a weekday that we normally would close at 10, but there's a launch at 11 or 11:30,
Right.
we'll
Stay
stay
open.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, no-
People are going to grab themselves a drink and,
Yeah.
enjoy the celebration.
Exactly that. Get that experience.
I love it.
Yeah.
So-
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
just
go
circle
ahead.
back. From everything I'm seeing, it is set for the 14th.
Wow.
Okay.
And it's set for 12:07 a.m. from what I see. So, yeah.
Okay, good. So, see,
Right.
son, I still have my memory.
Look at you, man. Happy
Good.
birthday.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you were able to do that. I haven't seen the newspaper today, so
He wakes up with that. That's how
That's
he-
the first thing I do. I'm still everyone else is using these devices. I'm still a newspaper guy.
I hear you. So give us the website information if people want to see video, if they want to see what the rooms look like, because you have beautiful photography on your website.
Yeah, spacebarusa.com is for the space bar, and then you can find us at marriott.com, Titusville, for the Marriott stuff. But and there's a lot of people that have stayed here, put things up on social media, TripAdvisor, etc. So you can find us all over the place.
Come take your selfie over here at the big portrait
Right,
there.
exactly.
Absolutely. Get on.
I'm going to do
get on
that
the moon.
before I leave, for sure.
Ah, you know that sound. It's everyone's part of the show. It's Space Coast Fun Guide's Deal of the Week, where we always give you the most fun and delicious coupons in the Space Coast. Space Coast Fun Guide Deal of the Week is brought to you by the Space Coast Fun Guide and SpaceCoastFunGuide.com, where you'll learn what there is to see and do and where to do it here in Florida's Space Coast. John?
This week's Deal of the Week is brought to you by Cocoa Beach Dolphin Tours. See dolphins, manatees, pelicans, and much, much more. Guys, try a rocket launch viewing cruise. Walk-ins are welcome. Reservations are highly recommended. Today's coupon will save you $3 off per person. For those of you listening from outside our destination before you arrive at the Space Coast, I want you to log on to SpaceCoastFunGuide.com and print your coupon for today's Deal of the Week. Or once you arrive at the Space Coast, pick up a Space Coast Fun Guide at almost every major accommodation or attraction and redeem your free coupons directly from our printed visitor guides. Remember, nobody reaches more visitors in the Space Coast than Space Coast Fun Guide and SpaceCoastFunGuide.com. So when you're looking for fun in the Space Coast, make sure to refer to the Space Coast and SpaceCoastFunGuide.com for what to do and where to do it.
Great. And just remember that tonight, if you're around the area, or just go on the internet and you can see our launch at 11:26 tonight and feel it, experience it, and love it. This weekend, we have 2 great events that are happening. If you want to go start your Christmas shopping early, you can go to the Space Coast Art Festival, which is at the Avenues in Vieira. That's on Saturday, Sunday, the 15th and 16th. And also at the same time, in downtown Cocoa Village, they have their arts and crafts show. So great place to buy some, start your Christmas shopping. And next week, it's the Haunted House on Foggy Bluff, which is a nightmare Halloween scare at the Green Gables house, which is in Melbourne. And you can go to greengables.org. October 19th to the 23rd is when it is, and it's also on the, if you go to spacecoastfunguide.com and look at all the list of events, you will see that.
Bonnie, you going to go to that?
There. I was thinking
I'll
of
go-
it. I
I'll go
like
with
it.
you.
I like it.
I like stuff like that. I'll go with you.
I like to get scared. I think it sounds kind of cool. And plus, I love that old house. It's a very cool old house. It already looks haunted, So I mean, I'll believe it when I see it.
And you're from
So-
Amityville, so.
And I'm from Amityville, so yeah, it's going to work out great. Anyway, I want to thank you, Wayne, for being here. And
Wait a minute.
Wait.
Wait a minute. I want to ask a question.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything we've covered a whole bunch of topics? Is there anything that we
That we
haven't covered
missed?
that maybe you would like to share with
He's
us?
We
thinking.
covered it, yeah.
We covered it.
Okay.
Great
Bonnie
job.
usually covers. She's very thorough, but I just thought I'd ask.
Beautiful location. Thank you.
We didn't hear from Phil on who was
Oh,
saying
yeah, what
celebrities.
was-
So somebody
Yeah.
said on here just now, Betty White. I think Betty White would be
Oh.
fantastic up here.
She'd love
So
it.
my favorite, my person would be undoubtedly Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. He's been my person that I've followed his entire career since 1995.
You're so
and
young.
I am very very happy for his accomplishments. I would love to have a dinner with him.
Yeah.
Some of the responses we got before when I was searching the internet was William Shatner. Let's see here. William Shatner,
Willie Shatner would actually be a really good
Yeah.
one.
He would be. He would be.
Johnny Depp, Bill Gates, and Charlie Sheen. Somebody said Charlie Sheen.
Wow,
They said
that
they
would
were
be-
great stories.
yeah.
Keep him away from the bar, though.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
a
that
wild
guy's
one.
spaced out as it is.
He's a wild one.
Those two-
Yeah.
yeah. And then one person did on Port Orange Connection. They actually said that they would find a person who was down on their luck and just talk with them. Like, pay for their dinner and hear all about.
that's
their
a
stories.
cool
There's still
idea.
good humanity out there. I like that. Good
Yeah.
job, guys.
Well, that
Excellent.
was nice. I like that. Now, next week we're going to go back and revisit the Brevard Zoo because we love our Brevard Zoo right here in Brevard County. Zach Marchetti is taking care of those lions that are now. There's 3 brothers that are now housed at Brevard Zoo in their natural habitat. So we're going to talk about the lions and also about the expansion that's happening at the Brevard Zoo. Well, not at the zoo, but the zoo is building an aquarium, and we're going to keep updated on that at all times because that is going to be another terrific attraction that we have here on
But
the
guys,
Space Coast.
tune in. We're going to be checking out lions. That's awesome.
Lions.
Real lions.
Come on, guys.
Yeah,
That's
real lions.
that's awesome.
And they're adorable.
Maybe Dad will pet it. You can pet a lion?
No, I don't think I'll do
Come on,
that.
we've
Not
had
a smart
alligators in
idea.
studio with us, and we've had all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. Maybe we can get a lion in there. We can pet it. No?
There you go. Nope, no way. But listen, I want to thank everybody, for tuning in, and we really appreciate it. And Wayne, thank you so much again. We'll be up here having a drink and watching The View. See you guys next week.
That's a wrap.